Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AD's Chairman and CEO, Bill Weisberg.
Well, thank you. Thank you, and good afternoon. In the introduction to that video that we played, the songwriter says that he wrote that song because he wanted his kids to know what it takes to be strong. And that's kind of what I want to do here. I want to pass along the lessons that I've learned about being strong. Some of this is about life, but most of it is about business. And instead of passing it along to my kids, I want to share it with you. Because, as you could probably relate, my kids don't listen to anything I have to say. So at least someone will have it. But I want to tell you a secret, and the secret is that most of what I've learned about being strong, I've learned from you. Okay, not necessarily all of you. Some of you haven't taught me anything yet. But a lot of you here in this room. People that I've learned from, people that I look up to. And beyond this room and our other divisions, there are plenty of others just like you too. And the things that you've taught me they've made me a better person and a better leader. We all have our flaws and our blind spots. The men and women who make up the AD members and supplier community are not perfect, but you do have within you an inner strength, and it comes from being battle tested, and you've been sharpened by the furnaces of life. You are winners and leaders and overcomers. You are AD strong. And I see that in how you carry yourselves, how you talk to others, how you run your businesses, and how you live your lives. And it shows up in your numbers too. Because every year, AD members outgrow the market in every industry and country in which we operate. And that's not a fluke. There are reasons for that. And every year, AD suppliers outgrow the market with us. The people here in this room are the kind of people that others reach out to for advice and for knowledge. That's why most supplier advisory councils in this industry are comprised of AD members. That's why our members love going to their networks. That's why the boards of most industry trade associations are filled with AD members. So what is it? What is it that you have within you? What is it that you know that makes you strong? Well, I sat down and started thinking about that, and I made a pretty long list. But in the interest of our time here together today, I'm going to boil it down to three things. You are smart, you are driven, and you are unwavering in your beliefs. I see those as the top three attributes that differentiate AD members and suppliers, as companies and as people, in business and in life. Smart, driven, unwavering. And those things make all the difference between those who know the way and how to achieve sustainable success and those who do not. Now, when I say smart, I'm not talking about book smart, although some of you are surely that. But there are many others here, people I know and respect, that were only average students or best back in their school days. When I say smart, I'm talking more about people smart, street smart, industry smart, even emotional intelligence. I'm talking about the kind of smarts that have direct applicability and usefulness in life. AD people are that kind of smart. Many of you grew up in your businesses, and some of you who didn't have been here a long time. You learned all sorts of different jobs from the ground up, and you learned how to deal with all kinds of different people. You learned what hard work looks like, and you learned how to do it. And you learned how this industry works, and by extension, how our world works. That's the kind of smarts that one needs at work and at life. And the beautiful thing about it is that anyone can get it. You don't need to be born with a certain IQ, but you have to want it, and you have to go and seek it out, and you can never stop learning. As much as AD members already know, they don't pretend to have all the answers. They are lifelong learners. Not everybody is like that. And let me give you as an example, as a bit of a case study. So about 4 years ago, one of our largest suppliers hired a fellow to run their company who had a very successful career outside of our industry. And he was an intelligent, accomplished individual. And he set out to do the things that made him successful elsewhere. Now, as the leader of a large AD supplier, we wanted him to be successful, and several of us tried to help. We offered to bring together a small group of his best member customers to sit down and to talk with him about his plans, because what we heard when he described them didn't seem like it would be very successful. But he didn't take us up on that offer, and nor would he listen to the other people in his business who'd been in this industry a long time. And he failed. His company lost market share. They lost customers, good AD members. And they lost good people at that business too. In less than 3 years, he was gone. Well, am I saying that you need to be born in this industry to be successful in it? No, I am not. I'm saying that you need to be smart enough to listen and to learn from others. You have to factor in the wisdom and the experience of those who've been around for a while, along with your good new ideas. That's a winning combination right there. So I've been the CEO of AD for a very long time, but there is still so much that I don't know. When I have a question, I go to the good people that work in our company and I seek their advice. And when we together have an idea, we go to our members and to our suppliers and we get their feedback and their coaching and their direction. Every good decision that I have ever made, every good program that we have, and every good thing we've ever done has come along with a heaping dose of advice, counsel, and encouragement from AD members, AD suppliers, and AD associates. There's a proverb that goes, wisdom is the principal thing. So get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding. None of us are born with it, but it's there for the taking if you know where to go and where to get it. Now, the second critical factor in success, in strength, is drive. AD members and AD suppliers are driven. There are a lot of people, though, in this country who think that the world owes them something, or that life is supposed to be easy. Life doesn't owe anybody anything. And I have no idea why people think that life is supposed to be easy. Life is hard, and it always has been hard. I don't want to be a downer here, but people are dying, sick, and starving every day, everywhere, all over this world, even in our own countries. And it has always been this way, all throughout recorded history. This is the state of the world that we live in. And it's only through tremendous effort that anything good ever happens. Everything that we eat, everything that we drink, everything you buy involved enormous work, sweat, and sacrifice on the part of many. And at every step along the way, in each of those processes, there were countless obstacles and hard challenges that needed to be overcome. Nothing good is easy, and no country, no business, and no person that's not highly motivated and driven will ever be able to overcome those challenges and succeed. People who go to work with passion and with drive will always outperform those who view work as just a job, or God forbid, an entitlement. AD people are driven. We are not all driven by the same things, and that's fine. But what we have in common is that we apply whatever it is that does drive us to our work. So let me use myself as an example to show you how this works. I'm one of those people who want to make a difference, one of them. I want to make this world a little bit of a better place than it otherwise would be. I want the companies and the people that we serve to succeed and win. I want to be able to provide for my family and have enough left over to be able to help out those that are less fortunate and didn't have some of the same opportunities. And I want the people that I work with to be able to do likewise. And I want the business that I'm spending most of my life working in to last long after I'm gone. Those are the things that drive me. And because I want those things to come about, I need and want AD, the company that I work at, to be the best and the strongest organization that it can be. I want us to have great members and great suppliers, to have a great team of people that work in the business and deliver strong programs and good service. See, I put a ton of effort and passion into what I do because I'm driven by the things that can come about if AD is able to be great. And what I do isn't any different from what so many people here do. We don't think that life is easy. We don't think that anyone owes us anything. And nor do we rest on our laurels. We connect what drives us to our business, to our careers, and to our life, and then we get to it. The third attribute of being AD strong is being unwavering in one's core beliefs. Now, I am not talking about being unwilling to change or evolve. There are lots of things in life that require change. Times change. You got to change with the times, or you will get left behind in your business too. So I'm talking more about core beliefs, to the things that really matter, because it's easy to lose your way in this world if you're not careful. See, there are a lot of temptations that come our way. Whether it's in life or business, every one of us encounters opportunities that, while seemingly attractive, would not turn out to be very beneficial if we chose to pursue them. How do we navigate that? Well, I believe that the answer lies in having a clear set of foundational beliefs and principles on which we are unwavering. Not all of our beliefs need to be the same, but we all need beliefs that are proven to have stood the test of time, beliefs that are built to last, beliefs that can withstand the storms that come our way. I live, as many of you know, on the east coast of Florida. And 2 weeks ago, we had a hurricane rip through our state, Hurricane Irma. We hadn't had a hurricane make landfall in Florida for over 10 years, but we aren't strangers to them either. We watch plenty of them form out on the Atlantic every year, and we track forecast models out of one corner of our eye and then more intently as they navigate. There are 3 hurricanes out there right now. Last year, Hurricane Matthew came pretty close and scooted up the east coast of Florida about 20 miles from our house. We had some strong winds, but that was it. But as we were watching Irma early in the week, it looked real different. It was many times bigger, 400 miles wide. That's bigger than our entire state. And it was a lot nastier looking. Category 5, record-breaking sustained winds of over 185 miles an hour. Videos that we watched on the Weather Channel of it hitting the Caribbean were pretty ugly. And most of the computer models had it tracking straight for us. Now, for almost a solid week, our governor would go on TV 2 or 3 times a day and tell us that if they ordered an evacuation for our area, that we damn sure better leave. His one-liner, which I think I heard him repeat 100 times, was, we can rebuild your home, but we can't rebuild your life. That's very reassuring. Hurricanes take what seems like forever to arrive. And they don't evacuate everybody at once in Florida because we've got 20 million people in our state and only 3 main roads that run north-south. So you do your best to get ready. You wait to see if a mandatory evacuation order comes for your area. You load up on food and water. You fill up your gas tanks. You test a generator if you got one. You bring in everything you could possibly bring in from outside, and you tie down what you can't lift, and you hunker down. You wait. It's a very strange thing, waiting for a hurricane. You don't know exactly when it's going to come, and you don't know how big it's going to be. But if it's a Category 5, like they're talking about, you have no idea if you will be able to survive that. The storm surge for people on the coastline and the outlying areas can be as much as 12 feet. People and things don't do real well in 12 feet of water. And you have a whole lot of time to think about things while you're waiting. And what I found myself thinking about a bit was the parable about the wise and the foolish builder. Now, maybe you've heard it. So there's a wise builder in this parable who builds his house on rock, and the foolish builder builds his house on sand. And the parable goes something like this. When the rains came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew, and they beat against one house, the one built on rock did not fall. But as to the one who built his house on sand, the rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew, and they beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Now, that's not a very reassuring parable when you live in Florida because all of our houses are built on sand. But that's not the main point of the parable. You'll note it doesn't say that if the rain comes or if the winds go to blow, that's not in doubt. It says when. And you may not get a hurricane or massive flooding where you live, but into every life, into every business, major storms do come. And the question is whether your life and your business are built to withstand those storms, and that depends upon your foundation. Some people have strong ones and they can withstand those storms of life, and others don't. And when problems or challenges arise, they don't know what to do, and they make bad decisions. And likewise, some businesses have strong foundations and others do not. I've seen a lot of businesses in this industry shoot up very fast by roll-up or aggressive acquisitions, but they fall short when it comes to everyday execution, and they stumble. And I've seen many large corporations that are more focused on their stock price and pleasing their institutional investors than on providing real value for their customers and their people. And so the decisions that the leaders at those companies make are typically good for today, but not for tomorrow or for the future of their businesses. Companies like that have foundations built on sand. But AD independents are not like that. You don't run your business quarter to quarter. You don't empty your shelves and throw away good people that you've worked hard to attract and develop at the start of every downturn. You have houses built on rock. You understand what makes your company successful, and you are unwavering. Two of the most important things that we can do as leaders at home or at work is to be clear about our foundational values and to lead by example by staying true to them. The foundational core value at AD is respect for independence. That drives everything that we do. We are passionate about serving and bringing value to great independents and the suppliers and the staff members who support independent distribution. That passion has led us to build a group filled with smart, driven, and unwavering market leaders, companies that are AD strong and built to last, just like the group to which you belong. AD is 600 independents strong today, with 4,000 branches, 64,000 great people, and annual sales in excess of $34 billion. We have 12 divisions organized into 4 main business units. Together, we are an incredibly powerful team. But we are not just big, we are growing. And the figures that you see here are organic growth by country and by industry. And this does not include new members and new suppliers. Together, we are consistently outperforming the market. In terms of purchases from AD suppliers, what we call remittances, we're forecasting 14% growth this year to $9.6 billion, a new record, and net distributions to our members at $614 million, another record. Together, we're making a real difference in the success of many great companies. Since our inception in 1981, AD has delivered $6.5 billion in rebates to AD members. That $6.5 billion is 100% of every rebate dollar we have ever received from any supplier, plus another $40 million of investment income beyond expenses. And we've done that while providing innovative sales programs, marketing programs, good support and advocacy, and solid customer service. Together, we are operating with great efficiency. In the last 2 years, we've significantly expanded our value proposition for our members and our suppliers. We have AD HR services to help our members attract, retain, and develop a winning team. We've got AD procurement services to help our members leverage their consolidated group purchases in certain non-product categories. And we have AD e-commerce solutions to help you navigate and participate in the digital and mobile commerce marketplace. These are group-wide strategic initiatives that span every division and country. And they're initiatives above and beyond the industry-specific programs like AD Rewards and digital demand generation that we deliver exclusively for specific industries. Together, we are innovating and adding value. And certainly the largest of these programs is our e-commerce solutions. Between our staff and the people that are working at AD Business Partners on this program on a full-time basis, we have 140 people. We're spending over $6 million a year, and that does not include the expenditures that individual members are making on their platform develop and their website customization. We have already built out attributed 2.4 million SKUs from 2,400 different manufacturers. I'd like to play a short video that we made where you can hear from some of our members in their own words about what this means to them.
Having an e-commerce site today and going forward is becoming more and more important.
The beautiful thing about working with AD is a lot of the work that you would have to do on your own, it's already being taken care of for you.
AD has partners that can be brought to the table to help independent distributors formulate their strategy, develop a e-commerce or digital strategy going forward.
It allows someone to go from zero to live with a modest investment and in a relatively short amount of time.
The great thing about the AD program and the entire offering is you've got 3 legs of a program, from content to the software piece to the consulting portion.
If you looked at our website in the past when it was just a very, very simplistic e-commerce and looked at our SKUs, there was no image. Now we have extended information, we have an image, we even have attributes that are associated to that item.
A manufacturer SKU is totally undeveloped. It's nothing in comparison to what we get out of AD. The AD SKUs are attributed, they have images, they're properly formatted, there's proper description, complete description, so there's really no comparison between a manufacturer-provided data and what we're getting from AD.
The competition is strong, and if we're going to try to play in this market, we've got to have some really solid features. Things like product comparison are really important. Our customers really like having saved carts and quick order lists.
And our website has gone from being just an informational site that our customers could use to get data to really a selling site that can help us sell more.
Our customers could be anywhere, and for them to be able to search on our website in a mobile responsive environment, we believe is just critical.
The sheer size and the strength of the membership in all 7 divisions, it's something that you can't compete with.
There's a team of people with a lot of expertise that have been helping us throughout this process.
Any distributor looking to get involved in e-commerce is going to be really pleased with the AD offering.
Thank you. We have an unwavering commitment to ensure that we are going to do everything we can possibly do to ensure the long-term success of every AD member. This program is a testament to not only our commitment to that, but our scale and our ability to show how we can collaborate together to accomplish huge things when we set our mind to it. You know, if you're one of the members or suppliers that's not currently participating in this program, that's okay. But I do encourage you to join us. The choice in our group is always yours. But if there's one thing that we have proven time and time again, it's that together we do win. Now there's one more program that I'd like to share with you today before we conclude. It's a project that we started working on at the very beginning of this year. And it's a project that we're announcing for the first time today. And it's called the AD Disaster Relief Foundation. A lot of us have become good friends over the years from our time together at these meetings. And when a disaster hits in some part of the country, we want to help our friends. We want to help the folks that live and work there. We want to do something to show them that we care. And so we call and we ask if we can help. But other than offering words of comfort and prayers, what can we really do? We can write a check to the Red Cross or Salvation Army or some other local charities, and that's a good thing. But it's not the same thing as helping our friends and their people in a direct manner. Unfortunately, our beloved government does not make it easy to direct charitable giving, and nor does it make it even without risk for a member to send out a request for help and for donations. Back in October of last year, something happened that got us thinking. There was a major storm in Louisiana. It wasn't a hurricane, it wasn't a tropical storm, and so it didn't even have a name. And it didn't get a lot of national coverage. But it dumped more than 3 times the amount of rain on parts of Louisiana than Hurricane Katrina did. And it damaged over 100,000 homes, including the homes of many of the employees who worked at some AD member companies. It's heartbreaking when you see that happen. Most working people of a working age in this country don't have more than a few $100s in savings. And it hurts when you see people who work in our companies or at a friend's company suffer. Well, the interesting thing that happened back in October was that one of our members who has branches in Louisiana, the Reynolds Company, also had a family foundation that was already in place that they were using as a vehicle for charitable giving. And so through their foundation, they were able to reach out to the industry, and they were able to ask for help, and they were able to legally make grants directly to the people in their company who experienced the most devastating losses. And I thought that was really cool, that a member had found a way to legally help the people who had the greatest needs. And I was glad to be one of those folks who wrote them a check. Their foundation made that possible. But how many AD members have foundations? There aren't many. Foundations are expensive to set up and to administer. They need to comply with all kinds of IRS regulations and state requirements. So we came up with an idea. Why not set up a foundation that our members and our suppliers can use, almost like it was your own foundation, so that when and if a disaster impacts the people in your company, you have a way to get them relief funds, and you have a way to ask others who are so inclined to contribute funds as well. And that is what we've done. We've set up a 501c3 charity called the AD Disaster Relief Foundation. And here's how it works. when a disaster strikes, we want you or someone from your company to go to our website. There's a button at the top right of that site that leads to a grant application that you can complete online or by a PDF that you can download. And we want you to quarterback the completion of that grant application for the people in your company. We don't want to put those who've been struck by tragedy and loss to have to go through the trouble of having to fill that out. And that's mostly why we need your help. But also, we need your help to help us know who in your company is the most deserving and the true extent of the needs that your people have. Now, once we have the grant applications in and we validated that they meet some legitimate criteria, we're going to send out alerts to your fellow members and suppliers to let you know that there's a company with people that are in need. And for those of you that are so inclined, you'll be able to donate funds to meet those needs. You can send a check, you can use a credit card, and whatever you send, we're going to get to those companies and those people, and we're going to let them know who it came from. Because we have this set up as a 501c3, whatever you donate will be tax deductible. And we're working on a way for you to be able to send supplies, what they call in-kind donations, directly to a fellow member company for them to distribute, where you can also get a tax deduction for that as well. We can all be a bit cynical these days about charities and how much they spend on administration and fundraising compared to how much actually gets to the people that are in need. So let me cover that. My family and I are joyfully funding 100% of the operational and administrative costs of this foundation so that 100% of whatever you choose to donate will go directly to the people in the AD member and supplier companies that you want it to go to. Thank you. Thank you. And that's pretty much it. The adfoundation.com website is live as of just a few days ago. You could donate there right now if you're so inclined. Or you can wait until we send out the alerts that are surely coming from Hurricane Maria. We have 2 distributors down there. And Hurricane Harvey, we got a boatload of members and suppliers, and Irma too. This foundation wasn't created specifically for those disasters. We didn't know they were coming so quickly. But it's in place now, and it's going to be here for whatever occurs, whether it's here, the earthquakes in Mexico, a massive amount of snow falling in Canada, or whatever disasters you have there. Seems like a nice country. AD's tagline is, "Together we win." But together we also hurt. And so together we help. There are a lot of people in this world with serious needs, and we can't help them all. But we can help, at least some of them, recover some of their losses. We can help at least some of the people that work in our respective companies, the companies of our friends, and our customers. And if we can, well, then we should. And so I do encourage you to donate whatever amount seems good to you. Donate it to this foundation or give it to another. But do something good for somebody. When I look around the world today, you know, I see so much confusion, division, and anger. I try and have a conversation with somebody about some issue of the day, and even with the slightest disagreement, it goes from 0 to Nazi in 60 seconds. It's a pretty combustible environment. And some people, Even some in high stations seem intent on throwing gasoline on the fire. If we want to educate people, it doesn't help to call them stupid. If you want to win people over, it doesn't help to call them losers. Yeah, I was young once too, and I had all sorts of things that I didn't understand. And you could have sat me down and talked to me until you were blue in the face, and it wouldn't have mattered, because I didn't want to listen. You can't make somebody listen to you. They got to want to. And the best way to get folks wanting to listen is not by lecturing them. It's by showing them a better way. See, we can show people in our countries that there's a lot more right about America, Canada, and Mexico than what's wrong. Not by what we say, but by what we do. We can show them by how we run our businesses, the way we do our jobs, the way we raise our children, the way we treat our coworkers, our friends, and our neighbors. We can show them by how we live our lives. And we aren't going to change everybody's mind about everything, and that's okay. But we can make a positive difference in the lives of some. And maybe, if enough of us do our own small part, we can bring a lot more along with us. And we can get a bit closer to being the kind of countries and the kind of people that we are destined to be. God bless you all. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being AD Strong.